Hi everyone, welcome back to another Fill Your Freezer video. Today I just thought I'd share with you a few meals that I've cooked over the Christmas break. Just some simple sort of family meals, and I will also be using some leftovers to make some family meals for the freezer. So the first meal here we're cooking is a rolled pork dinner. We cooked this for an early family Christmas dinner, and my husband has unrolled the pork to cook evenly on the Weber, and he's rolled it in like some spices and some salt and pepper, and we will make a really nice crackling out of it as well. This was on the Weber for around about 3 hours for low to medium. We've also picked some bok choy out of the garden to cook with the dinner, and we've got some red onions, lots of red onions here, and we're also going to just cut up some butternut pumpkin, and that's going to go all on the barbecue at once as something easy, as a really nice roast, and cook it all at once. So here it is here. It's cooking through really nicely, and it was really beautiful. The crackling on it was so Moorish. We've also got some potatoes on the barbecue as well, just so you know we all get a really nice feed. My husband's chopped it up here. There was lots of crackling, and it was it's definitely addictive crackling, but we've got it here all in the juices and things like this. So this was a really good meal. We had it for a Christmas dinner, and there was heaps left over for us to freeze as well. I love the Weber and being able to cook outside. It just makes it so much easier, and you can just take it out there and enjoy it. This meal definitely turned out to be a family favourite for the freezer. So after Christmas, we had a lot of ham left over like everyone usually does. So this time I didn't want to waste the bone, so we are going to make a pea and ham soup. Usually, you get to that point where you just don't want to cook anything and you just want to keep on eating leftovers. But this time I thought, no, we're definitely going to keep it and cook it. So we've cut off some of the ham as well, which we will be putting in later. We've put the bone in the slow cooker and going to leave that on for the day. I'm going to put some bone broth. We've got some peas, but we don't have enough peas. I was going to use lentils, and I didn't end up doing it. But I definitely needed more of the dry peas. I know that now because it was a lot more watery, the soup, and it had a lot more ham in it and less peas. But that's okay. It was still really nice anyway. So I'm just covering it now with boiling water to just get it up to temperature quicker. And I do usually put my cooker on high for a while, and then I drop it down to low. Every slow cooker is different. So once I cover the bone with the boiling hot water, I will be adding in the onions. I've chopped up 2 onions here, and they'll be going in as well as the beef broth. I'm just putting that in as an extra flavouring and just extra nutrition for the family. I always like to add this into soups and things like that. The kids don't know it's in there, but it is so good for you. So I've just got a big tablespoon of that going in. So once those few ingredients are added, we're just going to cook that for a few hours, and then once that's done, I'm going to just take the meat off the bone, take the bone out, and then add the peas to the rest of the meal and cook it further on throughout the day. So I'll probably cook this for around about 5 hours all up.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy.
So I've picked some celery out of our garden and some parsley because I'm going to be making a massive big fried rice for the freezer. So it's so handy just to be able to go outside and pick some fresh celery because it's so expensive at the shop. So I've got that, and I've also got some parsley. And yeah, we're just going to make a really good fried rice, something as a backup in the fridge for lunches, for dinners, for snacks, all that. So the night before, I've made a bulk amount of rice here. So I've made it the night before because it's a lot easier to make fried rice once it's cooled down, and it's not such a big task the next day because cooking fried rice from scratch can take hours and hours. So I just found doing it in stages was a lot easier. So I also chopped up vegetables that night as well for it. But talking about that, that's also going to be cooked alongside this big mince that I'm cooking. So I've got mince that has to be cooked up. I've got nearly 2 kilos of mince here from Aldi. Now, I'm not going to do anything special with this mince. I'm just going to pop it in the slow cooker. It's one of these meals that I just thought, let's just do it. Let's make something quick and easy. I don't have to work hard. I can put it in the freezer and I can add it with anything I want. I'm even going to be putting in some frozen onions because I don't want to chop up onions. I want this meal to be quick and easy, but it is easy to cut up an onion if you've got an onion, but I just wanted to do it that way. I've also got some red capsicum I've chopped up. I also chopped up some for the fried rice that I'm going to be putting in. That was the night before I did that. But yeah, and I'm just going to be also adding in a few other ingredients that I've got. You can just add in whatever you want, but this time I've got some sliced olives. I just thought this would be a little bit different, give it a little bit of a different taste. I am going to be putting in 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and I've got some chipotle sauce, which is really nice in meat, the chipotle sauce. It doesn't really get that hot. I thought it was a lot more heated, but it isn't. And so I'm just going to add in the 2 cans of tomatoes. I'm not cooking the mince off first or anything like that. That's the whole idea of the slow cooker, is just putting it all in and letting it cook for you. I'm not going to be putting in any other vegetables either. Like some grated carrot would be good because it makes it really thick. But I thought, look, I can do that later on, just to get the basis put into the freezer is enough for me, I find, and it's a really good thing. It's a good starter to have in your freezer, is just a bulk amount of cooked up mince for spaghettis or whatever you want. And you can always add it to taco shells, to enchiladas, to spaghettis, to even like a savory sort of a mince on toast, whatever you want. And you can always add whatever extra things you need later on after you take it out of the freezer.
I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud.
So for Christmas this year, I was lucky enough to get this electric wok from my brother and his family. I love this idea for stir fries and for rices and all that sort of thing. I've never cooked in one of these before. I've only cooked in like frying pans, but not the wok style. So the night before, I chopped up all the celery, the parsley, I got capsicum, I've got onions, I've got mushrooms, and I've also got carrots in there. I've probably got a few shallots from the garden as well in there. I just find cooking fried rice is so much easier in doing it in parts like I have, like chopping up the vegetables, cooking the rice the night before, so then the next day you can just cook it all off. Fried rice can take a long time to cook, sometimes half a day from scratch. Now, I did end up probably cooking too many vegetables and also cooking too much rice. I ended up cooking 3 cups of rice instead of around about 2 cups. That would have been sufficient because I did struggle with trying to get all the rice into the cooker and cooking it all at once, but I did manage, and we did end up with a bulk amount. But I'll show you how I went about it.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid to love
So there's nothing really special going on with these recipes. They're just really good staples for the freezer. They're good family meals and they're cheap as well. With the mince, I've made up so much of it. I am only going to be taking out one bag and then putting more tomatoes, canned tomatoes with it, so it works out a lot cheaper. The fried rice was great. The kids really enjoyed it. These are just meals that I find are simple and I'm going to have in my freezer all the time. Along with that, I did make some curried sausages on the side. We just got cut up sausages. We've got chickpeas. We've got grated carrots, some curry, some gravy, and all that in there too, with some lots of diced onion. And this will be going in the freezer alongside everything else. Well, thanks everyone for joining me today for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's given you some ideas for yourself and your family. And I'll see you soon for my next videos. Thanks everyone. Bye.